So I just looked at Twitch to mute it and put us on Be Right Back. I used Twitch yesterday on my other account to record some screen drawing and muted everything. For some reason, instead of resetting it when logging out and logging into a different account, it's been muted this whole time.
Oops.
So that's cool.
Oh well.
Yippee.
One of the spheres. You could also do something like, because you're a stone spirit, here's a recommendation. You could go nature sphere, and you could take the bludgeoning blast type with earth geomancy, because that makes sense for you. You could do metal geomancy. I could see that working, and we could just call it crystal instead of metal. You could do like a telekinesis sphere and say that you use like the gravity blast type causes a mass of dense energy surrounding those that have restricting gravity pulling it half quarter. I don't mind like that. You could explain that away, like you cause rocks to move the person closer to you. You know what I mean? Like you can justify any of this stuff, really. The ice blast type could be, instead of made of ice, it could be made of like gemstone crystals. And you could encase somebody in a gemstone crystal as part of your destruction blast. You know what I mean? Like play around with it. Figure out what you think would make sense for your character and just go with it.
Okay. I might talk to you out of
Sure.
game about options then.
Yeah.
I don't want to take time up tonight figuring that out.
Sure. All right. I'm good to go when.
Would I be familiar with any aquatic plants that could induce vomiting?
That's an interesting thought. Roll nature.
Well, actually, could I do my herbalism dendrite? And I wasn't sure. Do I get those back now?
Do what now?
The dendrite was my initial thing. Since we're back to spheres, do I get those back?
Get what back? The herbalism kits?
The dendrite had the ability to. He had brew potion as a bonus. He was proficient in herbalism. It was also based on, I think, 3.5. So I was very confused about the whole thing.
That is a conversation you and I can have some other time.
Okay. So as for right now, do I still know about poison stuff?
I would say that comes down to a nature check. But yeah, theoretically, you know how poisons work, especially when they're coming from natural substances.
All right. And you said I can start using my wisdom for that. So
Yeah.
Super duper.
Super.
24.
Okay, so you know the kinds of things that would be poisonous in this area. Because you're asking about poison specifically, I'm going to say the plants aren't really very poisonous, but you know of like certain fish that could induce poison, especially like a puffer fish or something like that. And given enough time, you'd probably be able to locate that kind of thing.
Oh. But obviously, there's no plant that.
I mean, you don't just see a puffer fish swimming by, no. But you know that kind of thing exists, and that if you found
I'm doing any sort of like investigation. I just wanted to rack my brain to see if there was an easy out. Let's do 3 attacks against. I guess that one. Yeah, that one.
Are we recording again?
So against dude.
Okay. First is an 18.
That hits.
26.
That hits.
And a 20.
Yeah, go ahead and do all your damage.
All right. Cool. I actually have 3d12.
Yay!
That is 8. 14. Now, here's an inquiry. Because of their size, they get a +4 strength to damage.
Okay.
Because I spent the extra spell point, they get a +6 to damage.
Ooh.
Now, is that per tree or is that per branch?
I would say if.
Yeah.
Now you're making me think.
It's 1d12 damage per.
It depends on how they word it. Although, I mean,
they work damage per branch.
What seems intuitive to me.
Added per branch, and if that extra spell point is added per branch.
Okay. So the pummel ability is what you're using?
Yes.
So it's 1 branch or tree, but I take it you're upping the size and therefore the number of. branches?
Correct. The mastery allows additional 2 branches.
Okay. So, as written, you get a D12 when you reach 5th level. You're a 14th, so it's 3D12 per branch already.
I think that's the maximum. If you go back a little bit, it'll say 1D12 per branch. The maximum that I can do is 3D12.
Okay. So it says
3D12 per branch would be ridiculous.
Yeah. So for the duration, the effective vegetation makes 1 slam attack each round against the designated target or until the target dies or moves out of reach. Oh! Use a bonus action to designate new target. Okay, that makes sense. Slam uses your spell attack roll and does a D12 bludgeoning, regardless of size. An individual tree or branch cannot be under the effects of more than 1 pummel at a time. While under the effects of a pummel, the AC is equal to that. Hit points are determined by the size. Tree's maximum size and damage of pummel increases by 1d12 when you reach 5th, 2d12, 3d12, and 17th, 4d12 gargantuan. So it is huge. It deals 3d12, but you get an extra 2 branches. Where does the 2 branches come from?
That is the pummel mastery on page 176.
Okay, pummel mastery. I love learning about these things. Well, I think.
Sorry to slow this down, but I kind of wanted to clarify.
No, this is important. We got to figure this out.
3 times 3d12 plus 10.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So you used, when using pummel.
That's where the plus 6 comes from.
Which one are you doing? The first, second, or third augment?
All of them.
You're doing all of them. Great, cool, fun.
Not the second one. I don't care about reading.
Okay. You add your key ability modifier to the damage. Okay, so when using pummel, you can add your key ability modifier to the damage dealt by pummel's slam attack.
That'll add plus 6. So is that per branch?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out where you get additional branches because I don't think it says additional branches.
Oh, that's the third one right there. When using pummel.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Some of it. There we go. Hold on.
The third augment on pummel mastery gives you the ability to challenge.
Sorry, 175. Right above grasping vine. It says augment. When using pummel, you can affect a number of additional branches equal to half your proficiency bonus. There you go.
Okay. So do you have plant mastery or pummel mastery or both?
Both.
Shoot. Okay. When using pummel, you can affect a number of additional branches equal to half your proficiency bonus.
It's clobbering time. It's pummeling time.
I mean, as written, you're spending a lot of augment spell points on this thing, so I think you kind of deserve to get the bonus on each of your branch attacks. That sounds ridiculous, but yes, that is a thing.
So what you're saying, and I'm going to write this down. Each branch does 3d12 plus 6
plus your
proficient or the ability modifier. Do I add any strength bonus for them, or do I just not worry about that?
So your key ability modifier is what?
Wisdom.
And you have a wisdom of what?
22.
How do you have a wisdom of 22?
I use my feats to bump that up, and then you gave me a plus 2 goggles of wisdom.
Trying to think about this. I know of no reason why you shouldn't have that score. I'm just baffled. Okay, cool.
I wasn't going to complain that the DM hands me the plus 2 goggles.
That's cool. That's all good. Okay, so then in summary.
Jay's like, I did this to myself.
I did, but fair dues. So you gain 1 branch or tree affected by the pummel. You gain an additional 2 because of your augment. The tree's maximum size, so it would go up to a total of 11th level for 3d12 per branch when you use pummel. Okay. Concentration requires a tree. All right.
Do I worry about any strength bonus with trees, or just don't?
No, I feel like it's already built in.
That's fine.
That kind of prevents it from being too crazy.
So
okay, so here's the, because everything, every spell, every attack, everything has some kind of limitation. Requires a tree. This is the part that I didn't really think about very hard. So underwater vegetation isn't really tree-like. I'm gonna let it slide because I didn't catch it earlier. And
I was like, no.
Hey, that boat is made of what used to be trees.
Yeah, but it's no longer living. But what I'm going to say is, fool me once, shame on me. So I'm gonna go for it. Do your 3 branch attacks with 3d12 plus 6 damage, and I've learned my lesson as the DM. Thank you.
9d12 plus
It is 64
18.
points.
Holy crud.
All right. Well, that was my. Can I still see the? Was I ever able to see the Kraken's face or mouth?
No, it's well within the area of darkness.
Okay. Let's see what we got then. So, is that tentacle gone, or is it still there?
Well, how much damage have you dealt to it?
Oh, that was 64. You did this.
I think it's hilarious. He's like, oh, that was 64. Well, it takes half damage from non-magical. Wait, it's magical. You completely slaughter this tentacle. It is dead. And there's a fine pulpy mist that begins to separate and sort of emerge from the remains of the tentacle.
So
the matriarch thanks you kindly.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Do I see anything? I see darkness, and do I see Ronnie tentacle?
Well, no, considering that she's both inside of the ship and also hidden and also wrapped up in a tentacle, you don't really see, because you're like sort of floating above everything.
Okay. So
although I'm sure you heard her be all like, "Wah!"
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else?
Well, I still have my action. So do I see anything?
You still have your action. Was that a bonus?
Yeah, he does his own thing.
Holy crap.
So do I see anything to attack though?
Not at the moment. It's a big pool of darkness, and everything is either inside of it or out of your view.
Okay. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to walk up to the hippocampus and make it a giant hippocampus.
What the
Just
heck?
fine.
Cool.
Wow.
Sounds like fun.
It doesn't affect it that much.
Okay.
That's it.
Anything else you want to do?
No, I'm good.
Just for the sake of simplicity and to represent just how freaking nuts this whole battle is getting, I'm going to say, yeah, the matriarch succeeds on her wisdom saving throw and says, "You have enabled us to escape. Thank you so much for your help. Selkie, with me," and the hippocampus, which is now huge, comes, scoops her up, and she and the other merfolk escape into the open sea off to the north. They GTFO because they don't want to go up against this freaking Kraken. Okay.
I'm going to remember your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Not betrayal, strategic retreat. All right, so cool. Let's see. That was how many limbs is it lost now? 5, I think. Sure, 5. Cool. Merfolk getting the GTFO. Nothing there to affect. All right. Well, that kind of cleaned things up, didn't it? That was Bran, and then the sirens acted by strategically retreating. And now I believe it's Ronnie's turn.
Can I get out of the grapple?
Sure. DC 20.
Nope.
Oh, crap. Okay, so you're restrained, but you can still act.
I can't do anything really.
I mean, you want to stab the thing?
I don't have any weapons out.
You want to punch it?
Sure.
You got the punching dagger.
Sure. Okay.
The hidden blade.
$16.
That'll hit.
$9 damage.
Oof. All right. It takes 4. It wiggles. All right. That brings it down to the Kraken and then Jareth. So, on the Kraken's turn. The tentacle that is inside of the darkness regains some hit points. The tentacle that is inside the darkness will attempt to attack Hero. It will fit. The tentacle that has Ronnie will attempt to pull her through the shadow. Ronnie, go ahead and make an opposed strength check.
It's at disadvantage, right?
Is it?
From the loaded agony, disadvantage on strength and dex. Is it a check?
Ooh. Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
So, what was your strength check?
16.
Okay. So, as this thing begins to pull you down into the shadow, and now you can see very clearly actually that it is in fact coming out of the shadow and not through the ship. You put your hands and legs out to all sides, and Ronnie is single-handedly like arm wrestling this tentacle on the Kraken and succeeding. So she's like, no! And she goes nowhere. That's that. Mm-hmm. There's this calm, this unsettling, unnerving calm.
Yay, we won.
And then
Oh.
And then the mama Kraken shows up.
Now you've made me really angry.
1, 2, 3, 4. It has 1 left. There we go. 5.
I'm just trying to count. So is this? Do Krakens have 8 then?
Krakens have 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Technically,
like,
it's 8 tentacles and no. There's a specific name for them, but it's got 2 specialized ones and then 8 of the other things. So currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what it has left. So it's going to have these two attack Bran. This one attack Rocky. Yep. One against Bran. Two against Bran. One against Rocky. Rocky, what's your AC?
21.
It hits you. Bran, what is your AC?
I don't believe this is the one you're looking for.
Is it making multiple attacks?
Technically, yes. It is making multiple attacks.
4 points of necrotic damage.
4 points of necrotic damage!
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide if it's bestial, but any beast or plant that attacks me must make a wisdom save, DC 19. On a fail, it finds another target and misses.
All right.
So, people doesn't like to attack me.
You classify yourself as human. Negative, I am a meat popsicle. Yeah, I'll give it a roll.
All right.
So this is a DC what?
Wisdom 19.
Wisdom 19. That's cocked.
Here we are.
This tentacle attempts to swing at you, and it stops for a moment, like wraps around you, but doesn't squeeze. It just kind of like encircles you. The other one 100% smacks you.
Okay. Just to be clear, it's basically something they think of before they attack me.
Right.
Technically, they could go after someone else, but
yeah.
However you want to do it.
So this Kraken thinks twice, but only twice.
There you go. On a successful save, creature is immune for 24 hours.
Right. So it basically said, "Do I want to attack you? I don't know. Yeah, I'll go for it." And now it doesn't have any qualms. So,
Sorry, what was it?
The one tentacle on you, Bran, is going to deal 9.
AC of 19.
Oh, it hits anyway. It's got a plus 12.
Good lord.
16 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled with an escape DC of 20.
By George. Wait, do I get any bonus for being tiny?
Not really. That's what your AC is for.
Ah, good.
And then the one against Rocky. Oh, nope.
You already said it hit.
Yeah, I already hit. So this is, that's a total of 10, 13, 20 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled DC 20.
I'm assuming I need to do some sort of constitution or concentration thing. Or no?
Are you currently concentrating on your tree?
I am. The tree itself is just there, but the pummel is a concentration ability.
Then yes, you would need to do a concentration check.
Okay.
The DC is the amount of damage you took?
No, it's... How much damage did you take?
Shit, I was in the middle of writing that down. I think it was like 18?
It's okay, right? So then your DC would be 10. It's 10 or half of what you took, whichever is... Whichever
okay, so it's from 14. Nice.
10.
Yeah. All right. So you maintain concentration on your pummel.
Did 18 damage sound right? Or more than that?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Okay, sure. All right, rolling.
Hey, Jay, just because I can, I'm going to use my parry.
Okay.
Lets me use a hit die to try and avoid a little bit of the damage.
Okay.
So I take a little less damage.
Awesome. Let's see. How long is the duration on your pummel?
I think it's a minute, but I can double check.
Is it Geomancy or Spirit?
Yeah.
The plant package. No.
I'm actually not even seeing it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's Geo, so I assume it's going to be a minute.
Okay, you choose a geomancy ability that you possess. The duration is instantaneous or concentration up to a minute. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay. It hasn't been nearly that long, but cool. Just checking. All right. So that
I
was.
can actually augment that. Cool. I thought I had to maintain concentration.
Well, you do. Up to a minute.
Apparently, I can augment it and just keep it going.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. But okay.
So if you spent the spell points to make that happen, then yeah, sure.
I did not, but I didn't know it was cool.
So I guess that's the game. Okay. So I've had one go against Ronnie. Have I attacked you yet, Hero?
The tentacle tried and missed.
Okay, he's now going to bite. Ah! I closed the window. No. Come back. There you go, rip and close that. Okay. There it is. Okay. The bite is another 31.
No.
Okay, sounds good. So 3d8. Um, 16 points of piercing damage, and it once again grapples you.
You know, just for the heck of it, I don't know. It probably won't do any damage, but I'll hellish rebuke it.
Okay, cool.
Underwater, sure, why not?
Yeah.
So I need a dex save, please.
Okay.
DC 18.
Fails.
Oh, I rolled awful on that. 9 points of fire damage.
All right. So this burst of steam comes funneling out of your hand as it takes 9 points of fire damage. Again, screams, bellowing through the water. 41 total damage. Ouch. So it bites you, you burn it, everyone's a happy family, and if it succeeds on another bite attack while you are grappled, it will swallow you. Remind me when it's your turn again. I got to make you take darkness saving throws and stuff.
Okay.
I think that's it. End of the round. The darkness expands. So this is going. No, all right. Jareth first. My bad. Go ahead, Jareth.
Roll first for roll a Constitution check. Or sorry,
Sure.
Constitution saving throw for the Kraken.
Natural 20.
All right. No more blood maledict.
All right. Now it's Jareth's turn.
Just so I'm clear, this thing somehow got a hold of the darkness stone and ate it?
Yep.
Okay.
Num num num.
Okay, and the salve allows me to speak underwater or just breathe underwater?
Breathe, but I don't see why it couldn't allow you to speak as well.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and swim out of the ship. And I'm going to use feline agility to double my move speed.
Ooh.
That should get me within... Is swim speed half of your normal speed?
Basically, you don't have a swim speed. You're using your normal movement speed, but you're halved because it's difficult terrain.
Okay, so then this would just be my regular move speed. All right, so then I will then use a dash action to get closer, so I can move twice, so I can get within. That should get me within 40 feet, I believe.
Sure.
Okay, and then who exactly can I see from this range?
Well, you can see Rocky. He still glows a little bit as a stone spirit because he's pure gemstone at this point. And past that, everything's pretty dark, and it's kind of just a big tangle of tentacles and stuff. Do you have dark vision?
I do, I believe. Yes.
You would probably be able to spot Bran right here.
All right. I'll go ahead and I'll use my bagpipes to play a Leary tune underwater and to inspire dread and use give inspiration to Rocky.
Okay. Just because laws of physics, I'll let it happen, but
It will work.
it'll probably
That's why I chose bagpipes, because bagpipes will play underwater.
they will play underwater, but currently you are breathing water, which means if you attempt to fill the bag up, they'll be filled with water and no longer work. So I'll say you've got...
Roots technically would still work. They'll still vibrate.
Probably not
at a lower frequency.
Sure,
So it'd be
but
like
probably not.
creepy and kind of like horror vibes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it this round. We'll worry about it later.
Okay. So it's a D12 to Rocky.
All right. Now, I am going to require you to post a video later of underwater bagpipe playing. Just because I'm very interested.
I'll have to find it, but I was in band. I played clarinet. Don't ask me how I know, but yes, you can play underwater.
Hey, Jake.
You can play woodwinds underwater.
Can that inspiration be combined with the one you give us? Can they be used together?
Why not?
Okay. I'm just for if I need it.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm letting Bran do 3 instances of 3d12 plus 6 damage. Why not?
Sorry, I think I broke the DN.
Well, to be fair, he did throw a dark kraken at us, so.
Are you watching the same video I am?
All right.
So water.
You have moved like a lot. You have bagpiped it. Anything else?
That's it. That's all of my actions.
Okay. Bottom of the round. The darkness expands. It's now out to about here-ish. So that means, Ronnie, you are affected by what's going on inside the darkness. We have... go ahead and make a constitution. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's there. Underwater bagpipes. I am both confused and entranced.
Well, I thought that was the baby from Nirvana with just some bagpipes added.
Holy mother, it's true. All right.
Learned something new today.
All right. So, Constitution saving throw from Ronnie.
Nope.
Okay. You are poisoned as you feel the darkness reaching down into your throat and infesting your lungs. And not quite far enough for Bran. And Rocky, I've gone ahead and done you the favor of saying that when it grabbed you, it kind of like pushed you out. So you're out of the way for right now. I think that's it. So that brings us back up to Yara.
All right. I should have 2 actions still.
Yep.
What a hot mess we got going on down here. I don't know if I would have heard the word about the radiant damage or not.
I used the communicator.
Okay, so I don't have something that lets me do radiant, but I have something that lets me have a chance that it might be radiant. So I'm thinking about just trying for that. But first,
A word from our sponsor.
Well, I'll have the crew. Can I do? I probably can't do an assist or an aid and then my regular action, correct?
No, I think by default aid is an action. So you would need to choose either your action or aid.
Okay, so I will attempt to see if I can figure out a way to use the Pyrium material on this key to channel a spell attack.
Sounds great. So you're basically doing, for the moment, magical research.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, because of the hurried nature of this magical research, it'll be at disadvantage, but go ahead and roll Arcana.
So an 18 and a 12. And a 12 will be... I think I have a 10 on that, but let me look. Oh, shoot. Yes, so 22.
Fair enough. Okay. You suspect that it is possible. It is theoretically possible. This is a pretty high DC, so you have no certainties at this point, but you're welcome to try.
I'll try that. Before I do that, I will command my crew to fire again with the energy beam.
Okay.
That seemed to be more effective than the spire shot, even though it's at disadvantage. So, but yeah, I bungled that as a 5 and a 2, so that's not gonna hit. But I'll try the spell attack now.
All right. So, what is Yara actually like doing, and what is the nature of the spell?
Well, I've got the readout, so I cannot see the Kraken directly, but I can see its tentacles.
Okay.
Moving around. So I'm going to attempt to channel a ray attack out of the fore of the ship. So essentially, we're upside down and angled down anyway. So I'm going to try to go to where the gemstones are at.
Okay.
And then see if I can use them in their connection with the ship to channel, basically just facing in the direction of my target, upside down. I'm going to try to use them to channel and then just direct a ray.
Okay.
At the point of the ship.
What I hear you saying is you're basically treating the key like a screen door and you're shooting a water gun through it.
Correct.
Okay. Fair enough. Go ahead and make your attack.
In theory, I should be able to channel magic through Pyrium. So
go ahead and make your attack roll at disadvantage.
Work just fine. A 19 and a 15. So well, and then I'm gonna add my bonus. Those are my nat rolls. Oh, good gravy. What is my? This will be 5 plus intelligence, which is another 5, 10, so 25.
Okay. You learn something. If your spell were capable of passing through the hull of the ship, it would probably have hit. However, what you discover is that by firing this spell into basically a wall of hot-tempered Pyrium, it essentially just disperses into it and diffuses the energy to essentially the rest of the ship. It's like a gigantic conductor, and you just hit it with a bolt of lightning. So it's sending all those, now supercharged electrons in all directions, equalizing the pressure. You suspect, based on this result, that if you had a way to essentially use a lightning rod or an arcane version of it, something that has a directed, targetable point, that would probably work better as a conductor for your magic.
What about the staff of thunder and lightning?
Again, it would be interacting with the wall of Pyrium. So you're going to need to find some way to interact with the ship where the ship has a point that you can use to target. Because it's going to be coming out of the point that you're channeling it into.
Okay, I think I get what you're saying, and that requires me to run a different part of the ship. So that's my round. At least I figured it out what I can do.
Very good. That was Yara, Hero, and Rocky. Hero, at the beginning of your turn, here we go. Go ahead and make your Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Six.
You are also poisoned. And
Yeah, what else is new?
you sense that the nature of the darkness has changed. Because you were here before, when the effects were affecting you,
Right.
you realize that now it's no longer sucking life force, it's attempting to corrupt your soul.
Good luck.
So it is also, you wouldn't know this, of course, but like Ronnie, it's shoving its way into your mouth, down into your lungs, and spreading out.
Gross.
Cool.
Would Rocky like to go first, or shall I?
It's up to you. I can go.
Go ahead.
All right.
Sounds
So
like in mind.
my understanding is I am not grappled. I am just got pushed.
Well, you got grappled and pushed.
Oh, I am grappled.
Correct.
Okay. So I need to get out of the grapple.
Yes, that's going to be a DC 20, either athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
Athletics. That is a 28.
That will succeed. You valiantly push in all directions, and the tentacle can not oppose your might.
All right, and movement is half. Can I move 15 feet back in? All right. I'm going to take 3 attacks on the tentacle that I am on.
Okay.
This is with my... gonna try the great axe. I'm gonna morph into an axe.
Nice.
That is a 18,
Okay.
a 15, and a 26.
The first and last hit.
All right. So 15 points of damage and 32 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so do I kill that tentacle with 32 points of damage?
Cut in half.
I thought you said I was magical.
Oh, did I?
You have
Did
said
I
that.
now?
You have
I
said that
think
before.
you're right. I think you're right. Cinematically speaking, we'll say that you like snicked out all of your crystal blades and just tear into this tentacle as you attempt to carve your way out, and it shreds and retracts.
All right. I am going to. Am I close enough to hit the one next to me?
This one?
Yes.
That's inside of the shipwreck.
Didn't you say the wall was dissolved, though?
Well, Rocky backed up because he didn't want to hit Ronnie.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that that's inside a ship. I can't see this very well. So, poo on that. I am going to... Okay, so can you point out exactly where the ship is? Because I can't really see it.
So this is the beginning of the ship wall, and it goes this way, and that's the end of the ship wall.
So I cannot get any further up.
No, I mean, you could go here, but that would be up against a ship wall. You could punch through it theoretically, but you've already used an action to attack. Or is it an action for your aura?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get close enough for that. All right. Yeah, I want to get right in the corner where the... Oh, I'm in the darkness now, aren't I? I moved into the darkness.
Yeah, you're in here. Oh, so actually, yeah, that means Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
All right. 27. Oh, at disadvantage. 20, dirty 20.
You stave off the effects of you don't breathe. So as it tries to penetrate your mouth and go into your lungs, you have no lungs. You're fine.
I want to get in that corner where the end of the salad box is and the 2 tentacles start.
That is the strangest sentence.
Oh,
Now,
I would have.
What's your movement speed?
Yeah, that's a good point. I do not want to do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Because I think you've already moved like 5, 10, 15, and you've dropped down there.
Right.
After you shredded that tentacle. I don't think you've got more in you, do you?
All right. I'm just going to trigger my my aura again then with the bonus action.
And I'm not worried about hitting anything. Just do damage.
All right. So that's this. 11. 16 points of damage.
It's rotting wet wood. You tear through the wall.
Okay, and it's an aura, though, so do I do any damage to the tentacle?
No, we'll say that amount of damage is going to get you through the wall, but then you've essentially expended the use of your aura to do that.
Okay, all right, I'm done.
That was Rocky. Hero.
Okay, in my little 5 foot of visibility in this thing's jaw, can I see if it's bloody? I know we've been pretty much handling pretty nicely the tentacles. How's the body look?
You do have a 5 foot range. I'll say, let's see, you have collapsed a light spell effect onto it, so it's taken radiant damage. We'll say this thing looks like torn up. Like you're essentially inside of its mouth, so you see that its gums are like cracked and bleeding from the effects of the light that you've channeled into it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's either do damage or risk 2 saves bypassing, so I can't get rid of the darkness. So I'm gonna destructive blast punch it.
Do it.
So poison, I'm disadvantage.
Yep.
Because I'm grappled, is it straight roll since I'm not, like, I can literally just like jam my elbow down and hit it?
Like just roll and I'll tell you, like unless you roll a natural 1 basically.
So just straight roll or disadvantage?
I mean, just do a straight roll and we'll see what happens.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
So that'll be I guess I probably didn't need to. 22 to hit.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you hit.
I'm going to augment it with 1 spell point.
Okay.
And I'm also doing Radiant Blast type.
Mm-hmm.
I'm augmenting the Destructive Blast, not the Radiant Blast type. The Destructive Blast, instead of the normal 3d8, does 1d8 plus another d8 per 2 levels. So,
okay,
8d8. Because that's, at level 14, divided in
yes.
half, 8d8.
Yep.
One more. Okay, so that is going to be... wow, I can't count. 17, 19, 21, 29, 34, 38 points of radiant damage.
38 points of radiant damage, which becomes...
76.
Checks out. Plus the 41. 100 and...
107.
Gotcha.
I can't math in my head.
I will literally use the...
It's almost 10.
41 plus 76. 117. Okay. Let me do some math real quick. Great. And then that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. How do you want to do this?
Gosh, I don't know. I guess I want to, as I'm being about to be swallowed, like get a really good like very not even very forceful, but like a very like accurate like monk punch right into its like throat.
Ooh.
And just from the inside out, just
okay.
burn up.
Okay. So here's what happens. So you, instead of like fighting against it and trying to avoid being swallowed, you go into like your monk meditation and you allow yourself to be like drawn down into this thing's gullet. And then as you come out of it, there's this moment where like Hero's eyes open and there's this like blazing white light and the plasma starts pouring off of it. And then you see that her meditation hand comes forward and just goes straight through the flesh of this thing as if it's just nothing, like tissue paper. And Hero slowly over the incoming seconds sort of sees more and more of the interior of this creature, what appears to be just this enormous walls of muscle being degraded and disintegrated around her by, again, these lines of light that go off at angles, just tearing into its flesh. And like, it's not even left with something to rot. It's just disintegrated immediately upon contact with the light. And you watch as this entire creature becomes essentially disintegrated from within. After about 10 seconds or so of this happening, you see that there is a small black, deep black stone just hovering in space in front of you, maybe about 10 feet or so, what represents, of course, where this thing was swallowed. You see, of course, that the corpse of the Siren priestess that was holding onto it is now ground into bone, and then that bone disintegrates as well. On the outside, what all the rest of you see is Ronnie, this tentacle that's been holding on to you and trying to pull you down into the darkness collapses, and then the tentacle that remains and like is cut off essentially now has this like internal germ of light that begins crisscrossing around it in these angled lines, and it's like disintegrates around you, so it essentially immediately loses any kind of grip or strength and just vanishes. Bran, the two that you are nearest begin to follow the same procedure, like basically just disintegrating from within. And what remains is a quickly dissipating cloud of inky black darkness that is being eaten from within by crisscrossing lines of angled light. Leaving Hero floating in the water about 50 feet up from the lowest point below her, and about 10 feet away from her, a stone that is slowly sinking in the water. What do you do?
Nice.
I'm gonna grab the stone.
Okay, you grab the stone.
Nothing else swallows it.
There's nothing else left.
Something else would have come swimming by and grabbed it.
A little guppy.
Yeah.
I am death. You make physical contact with the stone. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, God. I don't have disadvantage because of poison, right? That's just attacks.
Okay.
I'm not good at wisdom. 12.
Because of your nature as a fiendish being, holding this stone in your hand without anything between you, you sense the darkness inside of it. And in fact, you recognize that darkness, and it feels like home. Your eyes, temporarily white with lines of angled light and plasma, emanating from them immediately turn black. You lose all of your progress toward your light boon.
Okay.
And you are now treated as being at basically the fullest possible disadvantage with the darkness sphere. The darkness fills you, but because you rolled well enough, it does not overcome you.
Cool, that sounds
Yay, you got your first stone?
Well, I will actually swim down to everybody else.
Okay.
Where's Ronnie? I'm gonna find Ronnie.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk up to her, and I will have the stone out, and I'll hold it out, and I'll say, "You might not want to touch this directly, but here's another one for you."
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Same thing, 12.
She doesn't deserve this. It's yours.
I pull back.
Can I give her Jareth's inspiration? Because the thing says you can pass inspiration.
What thing says you can pass inspiration?
The player's handbook. Now you're gonna make me look it up, aren't you?
I've already allowed Bran to pull off some crazy crap tonight. I'm not interested in doing it unless I know that it's actually legit.
All right.
Precious.
Yeah, for reals, though.
Gaining inspiration. So under inspiration, it says gaining inspiration. Oh, your DM can choose to give you inspiration. I thought you could. Additionally, if you have inspiration, you can reward another player for good role playing, clever thinking, or simply doing something exciting in the game. When another player character does something that really contributes to the story in a fun way, you can give up your inspiration to give that character the inspiration.
If it says in the book, then yes.
All right, you get a D12 to add to that if you want.
Do I want?
Up to you.
Yeah, that's up to you.
This is no. It's an important moment because I rolled a 1.
Yes. I mean, oh no, that's too bad.
Okay, I pull it back and kind of curl my hand around it.
That's okay. You can keep it. I don't want it.
That's enough for me.
The radar shows a new darkness threat. Fire, 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 fire.
Now
So
it's your
actually-
best chance. I have 30 hit points left.
So, Yara, from the inside of the key, you realize that now that the Kraken has been destroyed, the Darkness Stone does legitimately pop back up again. And the readout you get from the Divination Stone is that the Darkness Stone's ability to be undetectable by divination is actually a feature of the Darkness Stone that would have to be chosen and activated.
Are we all okay down there? I see that the Darkness Stone is detectable again.
I'm not okay.
Bubbles at me.
The bagpipes continue playing.
Well, now I know what caused the Kraken to explode.
Is everybody?
No, Ronnie said she's not okay. I'll see what I can do to get you back inside the ship.
I'll just swim to the ship.
Okay.
I'll
open up the hangar. Oh crap! Water! Ah!
You laws of physics. If you open one of the irises on the bottom of the ship, the air will float up and prevent any loss of air. If you were to open one of the holes on the top of the ship, that would be a very different story.
Well, I am going to open at the top because I'm upside down right now.
Okay, so what I hear you saying is the top in relation to your gravity the bottom in relation to Ronnie's perspective.
Correct.
Got it. So Ronnie, you're able to come in through this iris and enter the ship without any troubles. A little bit of water comes in after you, but
I'll follow Ronnie back to the ship.
Okay.
And when we get,
sorry, go ahead.
when we get inside, I'll use my time ability to gently roll back a few moments, and you gain 24.
I don't need hit points. I'm poisoned.
Oh, you're poisoned. Oh crap! Let me see if it removes effects.
You would think it would if the effects happen within the range or whatever.
No, I can't do it for. Turn an object to the state it was before is enchant. I can do enchantments and hit point damage.
Oh, Ronnie, are we talking about the poison you got from the invading darkness?
Yes.
Okay, so when the Kraken died, all that went away.
Oh, okay. That was okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Never mind.
I'm gonna go sit on Rocky's shoulder and wait for them to haul him up.
All right.
Do we have like
nice
do we have like a giant claw hand we can just drop down and?
Well, I mean, he's literally connected by the anchor chain. So Rocky, whatever signal I'm sure you would have given them, like yank on it a couple of times, you hear and see the chain being pulled up, and it's this sort of very low bass kind of click, 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 and you feel yourself after a couple of seconds being hauled up. As you look above you, you see that the entire ship kind of goes, but you are beginning to ascend slowly but surely.
That was a really cool punch.
You saw it?
No, I assume because it was dark.
It was really cool. No, I saw it. It was really cool.
We're gonna need a lot of marinara sauce for this calamari.
Oh yeah, I was gonna. Is there any of it left? I did want to grab some of it.
Unfortunately, the Kraken was completely composed of darkness at that point, and so the light that was coursing through it disintegrated everything.
Sorry. I don't do things halfway, I guess. Whether they're allies or enemies.
It was a lot of freaking damage, and it took twice. So
Our success calls for a celebration. We've managed to defeat a great foe.
We didn't even know.
Brand is evidently still down there, just like looking around, going like, "Guys, guys."
Oh, Brand.
Okay, so some of us are on the maelstrom, and the key is coming up. Is that what I understand?
Yeah. So Rocky, you're hauled up, and kind of like one of those kids on a kid leash, like you're sort of just being pulled back.
Yeah.
And you're like it. They haul it all the way up, and you're like now attached to the outside of the ship. But you can kind of grab on, and while you're holding it, they'll unlock you and take the chains off.
Hey, since I'm not poisoned anymore, can I say that I stayed behind and searched the ship for anything?
Oh, like the shipwreck?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Any dingle hoppers? Any snarf blats?
Right. So I'm not worried about that. We're in like cinematic time at this point, so you guys can take your time. There's nothing threatening nearby that will stop you. Go ahead and roll your. Do you have low light or dark vision, Ronnie?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay. Are there any light sources you can take with you?
If she needs it, no, I can't. Never mind. I can technically. I think the whole drawback thing that you gave me just means I can't have a proficiency bonus. Or no, hang on, I need to reread it.
Yeah.
Because I think I can still use abilities that don't cost a spell point. And if that's the case, I'll go down and light it up for her. But let me check. Nope, I just can't do anything like this here. Sorry, I can't help.
So
I know Mekon had the darkness globe. Did he have anything that made light?
a light globe?
No.
Not really.
Just had a
No.
dark.
Mekon wasn't known for having useful things.
Pretty much the only useful thing he had was that endless string.
Yeah.
Ronnie already
think
took
if
that.
Kathy had anything.
Yeah, I have all Kathy's stuff too.
Here, I've got her items list. Let me look.
I mean, theoretically, while we haven't been using it a whole lot this way, Rocky, you do shed light. You want to go down with Ronnie?
Sure. So they unhooked me and I just drop.
Well, no. I mean, they unhooked
Back
you.
up.
Ronnie came on board. You had a conversation, and you were like, "Hey, can you chain me back up? I want to go back down again."
Okay.
Yeah. Unless you want to just drop, that's fine too.
You know, as fun as that might be, I'd probably never get out. So
I mean, when you're done, they could drop the chain and you could lock it up and get hauled again. So if you want to.
okay, I'll jump in.
All right. So Rocky is like, yeah, let's go. And he starts singing. While you're down there, Ronnie, because you're still using the boots of water breathing, because you have Rocky to give you a light source, you're welcome to roll a straight investigation roll. And we're going to say this represents as long as you choose to be down there searching, the longer. Here's what it'll be. The roll represents your search. The time will represent the DC getting lower because you're spending more time searching. How long would you like to search? Like a minute, an hour, 10 minutes?
It's like 30 minutes.
Okay.
I have my goggles. Am I doing investigation?
Yes.
You said my goggles. If I'm wearing them, I get advantage.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. So since you have a light source, it doesn't impose disadvantage, so your advantage would persist. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay.
I will not help you other than just going where you tell me to stand because my investigation is a -1.
Rocky knows where he's most useful.
Look
Why
over
is
there.
useful.
It's a fish.
24.
Okay. So in the shipwreck, you realize, of course, that this is the remains of the pirate ship that used to be, that was attacking the Maelstrom. Very briefly before it sank, Hero had climbed aboard, looked inside the captain's cabin, and found just some, like rolls of parchment and stuff like that. So what you're doing basically is you're going in and you're taking your time to sort of actually investigate and see what might be in here that was valuable. Among all of, so of course, because it's broken into several pieces, you're able to go between decks fairly easily. On the lowest decks, you find sealed barrels of like your standard like sea rations, the kind of thing that you would take with you on a long sea voyage, like pickled fish and lots of rum. You find your like what's marked as a barrel of oranges, one barrel of oranges. All said and told, you find about 4 weeks worth of like sea rations, basically.
Add those to your nuts.
In addition, you also sort of scout around and you're able to dig into what other people like chests and footlockers and things and stuff that individuals like crew members would have kept as valuables. You find enough that you could probably consolidate it into one really big chest, and all said and told, between the like money alone, you'll be able to find at least like 119 gold worth in like silver and copper. You do also find that there are a number of sort of more valuable items that appear to be locked up in cases like built for them with like locks on them. you probably don't spend a lot of time like digging into what they are, but there are 6 of different sizes and shapes. The largest being the size of, say, like a guitar, and the smallest being the size of like what's it called? Like a thick book, basically.
Okay.
So, are you interested in hauling up any of these custom-built cases?
Yes.
Okay. I'm take all of them with you?
Yes.
Cool. They are all locked. They are all very well manufactured. Most of them are not very fancily adorned. They seem to be just very well made and essentially constructed for the purpose of keeping people out. So they wouldn't be easy to break open. Finally, you do also find that in the captain's cabin that he has sort of retained his share of loot. And within you find what you would expect as like, some solid pirate's booty. He's got some fancy clothes, which when dried out would probably be, pretty valuable. You're guessing somewhere in like 40 to 50 gold piece range. You do also see that there is the usual set of navigation equipment. You find a set of navigator's tools that you could bring aboard if you wanted to. Included in that would be like a telescope, a sextant, a compass, a set of sea charts, things like that. You do also find in a leather, well, I'll say this, you find what looks to be a watertight leather scroll case that's big enough to have like some, like I'd say at least 4 feet long. You're welcome to open it down here if you want to, but whatever's inside would be exposed to the water. You can open it obviously on dry land or on a ship without any chance of harming what's inside.
Yeah, I'll take it out of the water before I open it.
Okay. And then finally, you do also find, and allow me to look this up because this is a specific thing. Nope, I know where to find it. There we go. Oh, I have a thing for that. It's been so long since I've used my things. Some things that I have. Okay, so I'll explain it here in a second. You haul all your stuff. They'll go ahead and drop down like a big cargo net, basically, and they'll have that available for you to sort of throw everything into, and then they'll haul it up for you. You guys can go up with it as well. They reattach the chain, the anchor chain to Rocky, and they haul you up as well.
Okay.
While I'm looking up this thing, what do you guys want to do?
I'm going to divvy up some of this. I'm going to give Jareth the sopping wet fancy clothes. I'm just going to plop them on his lap.
Can we short rest?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'd like to roll some.
In fact, you've probably short rested while Ronnie has been down looking everything up.
Oh, I'd like to recover the one spire shot that we shot.
No problem. You're
I
able to
grab that too.
with all the stones you have in it, you're able to descend to the floor of the ocean at this level and recover that just fine.
I'm going to give the navigator's tools to Hero because she's like our new navigator, right?
Thank you. Yeah. That's probably an important tool to have.
Okay.
The stuff that's locked in the scroll case, I want to look at that away from the people on the ship. Like, around our people is fine, but I don't want to open it around the other people. I'm just going to put that stuff into the key. But I'll leave them some rum. I'll leave them 1 barrel.
I guess.
And look, Rocky, I found food.
You found food?
I did. I found sea rations and oranges.
Yes. Did you find any spoons?
Were there any cooking implements down there?
Actually, yeah, I'll say like they had to feed themselves somehow. There was cooking utensils.
Lots of dingle hoppers.
Any pots?
There's a pot of awakening.
That would be like a flower pot. But yeah, it's included in the cooking utensils. You'll find, pots and cauldrons and ladles and mixing spoons and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm so excited.
All right, so
Okay.
this is all the stuff I found.
Yeah, so among all of the things, I'm not worried about you unlocking these cases. Among the 6 cases that you recovered is some of these things. And then the rest of them were just found amid all the rest of the treasure and then inside of the personal loot of the captain.
So I don't want to be greedy, but there was a kraken. Do you think it had like a hoard or a cave or something?
Who knows about krakens?
Ooh. Sorry, I'm just looking at the loot.
So to give anybody who might be watching this video an impression of sort of what we've got, I have created a random loot generator that gives us a variety of things. And because this is an entire pirate ship, I have sort of pulled no punches and just said one of everything, please. So what we have here is a conscientious holy symbol, a moon-touched rapier, cast-off clothes, Spite and You, a book about confidence, giving you an intimidation bonus of +6.
Oh, shit.
Unbreakable clothes, a gleaming light crossbow, a temperate blanket, a gleaming shield, a potion of greater healing, a pot, like a flower pot of awakening, an illusion dagger, a scroll of mage hand, ring of the sentinel, potion of healing,
Jeez.
a pulled keystone, a mystery, which is in fact a mystery that gives you an investigation bonus of +5, a light crossbow of the sentinel, a scroll of color spray, a songcraft shield, Stanislav's grimoire, and Vasul's grimoire.
Wow.
Dang.
Okay,
I need an
so
actual list of that.
I wish I could read.
ooh,
let's focus on cooking first, big guy, and then we'll do reading.
So you've got cooking utensils, navigators, tools. Any other tool sets that seem likely on a ship?
Cartographer's tools?
Yeah, cartographer's tools. Yeah, sure.
cleaning tools like mop.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna
it
give
takes
those
you a
to-
second to like collect them from across the ship, but you find buckets and mops and.
I'm going to give those to the intern.
Yeah, they definitely need more of those.
Ronnie, go ahead and mark down on our next session. Go ahead and bump your inspiration die because that's awesome.
Yay. Okay, so Bran is getting this pot of awakening. I think that is
Yes.
just
I don't know. I feel like we should give that to Kathy.
Kathy's not with us.
I know, but whenever.
You can always stop by. She lives in Uzaria now. It's fine.
Plant
You
your
guys
little
have your
seedlings in there.
You have your own bedrooms back in Uzoria. You have to visit her. She even
It's
got
true.
custom-made beds for everybody, including Barty.
Aw.
Oh.
We do need to go back to Uzoria to get this ship fixed and retrofitted or whatever. At some
Yeah,
point.
'cause it's taken some damage, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's got issues. It hasn't had an oil change in a while. it's
Ooh.
that blinking light has been on forever, and nobody can figure out what it's for.
It's just the cold temperatures. It'll go away when the pressure is. It's fine.
Just like check engine light's been on the entire adventure.
The tires are just low pressure because nobody's ever thought of filling them up again.
I have
I've been in a cave for thousands of years.
We're really
I
bad
have
at
a
preventative
question
maintenance,
about
okay?
the illusion dagger.
Yes.
It just can change. It can change itself. Like it
Yeah,
can
so-
change the color of itself, so you could make a purple dagger.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm selling that.
Color, apparent material composition, or some other minor alteration. It reverts when unattended. Yeah. It's a party trick.
Gotcha.
I don't know. You could probably use it to frame somebody if you know what their dagger looks like.
Yeah, but it's not permanent. So. Does anyone
let me cloak you in darkness, and then you?
Anyone must have any of this stuff.
I'm gonna need a list before I can say yes or no. There's a lot.
It's on our Facebook chat.
Oh, I did not see that.
The grimoires, depending on what's in them.
Okay, so
study them.
There's a scroll of Mage Hand, which I might.
Yeah.
Actually,
there's well, we don't have Mage Hand, so it'd have to be whatever is equivalent.
No, I mean, so Spheres of Power is compatible with the base magic system. So basically what somebody has done is they have come up with their own custom spell that operates like Mage Hand and then written it down on a scroll.
Okay. There's Scroll of Color Color Spray.
Yep.
There's the Stanislav's Grimoire. It has Conjure Animals, Evard's Black Tentacles, Fine Greater Steed, and Planar Ally.
Yeah, he was a conjuration mage.
And then Vasul's Grimoire is Armor of Agathis, Arms of Hadar, and Ice Knife. Ooh.
He's a dark mage.
Hey, I have a question.
I can use Magic Device, but I don't know if Grimoires count.
Or was, considering the books were at the bottom of the ocean.
Well, yeah. Well, okay, so, I mean, yeah, like, the people who were aboard this ship either were mages and were using these actively as mages, or they were stolen from mages who are now ostensibly dead.
Either way, them's ours now.
Is this what was in the locked cases?
Yeah, so in that book, like that thick book-sized case, was these two grimoires.
Okay. And what about the scroll case? Is that one of these scrolls, or is that something different?
Actually, so the scrolls of Mage Hand and Color Spray were inside of just some smaller scrolls that were mixed in with the rest of the loot. The big scroll case that you found that was about 4 feet long, that contains extensive sea charts of the Silent Sea.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we probably need those.
Yeah.
Could have used those earlier.
I will take those, actually, if you don't want, if you're cool with that.
They're also, I will say this, Ronnie, of special interest to you, because they were owned by pirates, at least one member of the pirate ship knew Thieves' Cant. And they had begun to take notes in Thieves' Cant about significant locations that could provide, good spots, certain times of the year when it would be good to go and like catch the merchant vessels as they were leaving, loaded up with a lot of loot. Some secret stashes that look like the pirates have been using for years, other stuff like that.
Okay.
Basically, a whole bunch of side quests.
Can I have that conscientious holy symbol? I feel like that would be a safe move considering what just happened with the dark stone.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Out of concern.
So this
Rocky,
conscientious holy symbol.
You don't know how to read, do you?
Who?
Well, I think we had talked about that a long time ago. I think there was a certain number of letters that I had learned. But as far as like reading,
if I read this book to Rocky like a bedtime story, would he still be able to get this intimidation bonus?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds fine. So the idea, of course, is that only one person would be able to get the bonus. So if you're spending your time helping Rocky understand it, then you're basically just gifting those bonuses to him. And remember, the way books work in my campaign setting is you gain one of the remaining amount of bonus left per hour that you read it, up to the amount of bonus that is in the book. So you essentially deplete the bonus over time, but you can acquire up to the bonus that's listed.
What's Rocky's intimidation skill currently?
+6.
Nice.
So this could give you potentially plus an additional.
Yeah.
And that would be
Okay.
on
So
the next roll that you choose to use it on. So you would be using all of that bonus at once on one roll.
Oh, so it's not a permanent thing. Okay.
Okay. Anyone need a crossbow? We have 2 of them.
You have a gleaming light crossbow, and then you also have a light crossbow of the Sentinel.
No?
We can always use it to trade.
Yeah, sell it.
What about this moon-touched rapier?
So while unsheathed, it sheds light in a 15-foot radius and dim light in another 15-foot radius.
You sure you don't want that, Ronnie? For other dark situations?
I have a bunch of crap.
Well, at this point, it sounds like we're basically just divvying up loot. It is 10:23, so it's far past Charles's bedtime. I will go ahead and call game here for tonight. You guys are welcome to talk about what you got and what you want to do with it. And if you need more information, I'm happy to do that. So you're welcome to talk to me and sort of off camera. In the meantime, I think if Bran is still here, we'll probably need to talk about whatever it was I said. I can't remember what we were supposed to go over. And then Rocky, you still had something else going on that we wanted to talk about, I think. The destruction sphere. Which blast type you wanted?
Yeah.
We can.
I probably don't want to dig into that tonight.
We can do that later. You guys, we'll say that where we leave our party at this moment is sort of positioned above this shipwreck with the key next to it, on the maelstrom, but with the key next to it. As you guys are analyzing what you've got, you've gained a Spirit Stone. Congratulations, well done. Hero now has the Dark Stone. Yara now has the Divination Stone, and the Weather Stone is still out there somewhere. You still have a prophecy to follow as far as that goes.
A real quick question. I've never picked spells for a stone before. Do I get a first level and a second level before it's awakened, or is that different?
Theoretically, stones would start out with 1 talent.
Okay.
But
right, because they're not spells anymore.
Depending on how long you spend with the stone and significant events that happen, they kind of level up. Okay. So going out of your way to use them in interesting and creative ways could give you another talent. And then obviously visiting the mother lode of that stone will awaken it and give you the 3rd talent.
Okay, so 1 for now.
Yeah.
Cool, all right.
I have a quick question.
Yes?
The cast-off clothes, what does this mean? It says action, remove this armor. Does this mean you put them on and they just come right back off?
No. So you are familiar, of course, with like tearaway pants.
Okay.
This is an entire set of clothes that, using an action, you can just tear them off.
Like on the Naked Gun, where he takes off.
I also give these to Jared, but I don't tell them what they are.
Lovely.
I'll take them. They're quite valuable out on the ocean, I hear. Are they just clothes?
These are just clothes. There's nothing special about them.
Chelsea, you're welcome to end stream if you'd like.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I guess if we just